What's going on, guys? Evil Dragon here, back with another video today. We are going to be showing you some Dead by Day clips, but before we get into that, I want to talk about the problem the game is having with the Survivor side of things. Now, yesterday, I played Survivor for maybe 2 hours. I don't play Survivor a lot, genuinely ever. I usually prefer Killer, but with playing more of the Adept streak, which the next episode will be out rather shortly as well, I want to get into what I think the problem is right now with the Dead by Daylight Survivor side. And it involves the new update that happened, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, the healing update. And how I'm just going to call it the healing update, the mid-chapter healing update, and how they absolutely nerfed healing into the ground. So, let's talk about some of the perks before the actual items and add-ons themselves. Okay, so here I've just kind of picked some random healing perks. One good one, three bad ones. We'll talk about why some of these are bad, some of these are good. So Boon Circle of Healing, for the longest time since it got announced, was one of the biggest perks. It was really good. You set up your Boon totem, and you can heal others, and you can heal yourself. Now you just gain. It doesn't do anything for medkits now either. It used to boost medkits a little bit. Now it doesn't boost medkits at all. You cannot heal yourself in there like self-care. You can just heal each other survivors faster. That's a problem. Because now the initial heal is 24 seconds. I believe what this does is it now makes it like 12 seconds because you get like a 100% healing bonus to healing others. But 12 seconds is still quite a long time, especially if it gets interrupted in the killer runs Sloppy Butcher, Thanatophobia, Dying Light. Thanatophobia and Dying Light especially, two relatively bad perks, which are made really, really good because of this update, because of how they nerf your healing ability. Colorophobia, whatever the clown's perk, the one if you're in their terror radius, that's also very kind of decent now as well, because again, you just heal so much slower. So again, it doesn't give you a boost to the medkit at all if you are healing with a medkit. So you'll have your normal medkit speed plus a 100% speed boost. But again, you can't heal yourself, and most of the time it's kind of 50-50 whether you're a solo survivor or you're a survivor with friends. You're a full squad or you're a solo survivor. Most of the time I find people are solo survivors, but that's because I play as a solo. So when I'm playing as a solo and I'm going up against certain people, it's very hard for me to heal myself when this perk now is absolutely nerfed. I need someone else to heal me. Which again, I understand the whole objective of this healing update is to not heal yourself but others. But again, if you're a solo survivor, you can't ask or predict, there's no in-game chat, anyone to do anything for you, so it gets kind of tricky. So yeah, Boon Circle of Healing is, no one's going to use this now, because you can't heal yourself. On the contrary, we have Self-Care, which, I know it hasn't nothing changed from the perk, but when it did get nerfed a long time ago, it's now just even more worse, because you could use Self-Care with Boon Circle of Healing if you wanted to, and it would kind of boost you up there. But now, healing is super slow, so I'm pretty sure with self-care, right, no medkit either, because it doesn't even boost medkits anymore. It takes something like 40, 45 seconds to heal yourself, something like that. Again, I don't know the exact math of it. Someone else, somewhere on the platform, or YouTube or Twitch, will figure that out. But I'm pretty sure it's like 40 or 45 seconds. So it's just super long. So healing yourself without self-care just isn't viable anymore. Even if you use botany knowledge, which again, botany knowledge has been nerfed. Again, not now, but very, very far back. So your healing speed is increased by 50%. So then it goes down to, I think, 30 seconds. I think it takes to heal if you have self-care, botany knowledge. 32 seconds, something like that. Again, those are rough estimates. They do boost your healing item efficiency, but it doesn't matter, and we'll get into why. Really, the only good healing perks now are kind of the really random ones, where it's like, okay, do a totem, hide in a locker, and you get healed for after 8 seconds. Adrenaline, final gems are popped, you get instantly healed unless you're broken, then you get your speed boost and you're instantly healed. Blood Rush, after you're hooked on your last time, you use your Sprint Burst, then you use Blood Rush and you get your Sprint Burst back. 28 seconds later, you can heal again. These are the good, I consider to be good healing perks now, even though they're just one-off tricks. Again, Blood Rush is a one-off thing once you are on your last hook. Inner Healing, there's only 6 totems, and if people are booning them from other boons, because again, I don't think people will be using uh, Boon Circle of Healing anymore. But yeah, you just do them, and then you get that one heal, and then it's gone. Adrenaline, only at the end of the game. Healing is going to be very, very, very hard over the coming days, I feel like. There's another perk, I gotta remember where it is. It's a Felix Richter perk. Here it is. Built to last. If you hide inside a locker for 12 seconds, so you can kind of stack it with inner healing here. With a deplete item, you get pretty much all of your add-ons and charges refilled, which is very good considering in my games I'm going to show you, I was running, I can't remember if it was a brown, I'm pretty sure it was a brown medkit, and then I was running it with this and this. Very simple add-ons. But you'll notice it takes 16 charges to fully heal, and you have 24 charges, so you can heal once. But it also decreases the healing efficiency when you heal yourself by 33%. With these two add-ons to add another 16 charges and increase the speed from this one, right? They're very simple add-ons, because I mean, you're not going to be running gel dressings or abdominal dressings or any of this stuff every single game. But even with these two add-ons, you can still only get one heal unless you hit great skill checks. Which, I mean, maybe you will hit the great skill checks, but if you miss, I think, even if you miss one, I think you have to get two and you have to hit them both. If you miss one, you get one heal. Unless you're using botany knowledge, unless you're using, well, no, Boon Circle of Healing doesn't do anything, so it's really just botany knowledge. If you're using botany knowledge, then sure, this works. If you're using the one gel perk, Resurgence, yeah, Resurgence, then sure, you have, after being unhooked, you have a 50% healing progress. So, I mean, unless you're running this perk now every time, or botany knowledge every time, with these add-ons to add apparently one full heal, it's not for the full heal for yourself, because again, if you're playing solo survivor, people might not heal you, so you need to heal yourself. Even with these added charges, if you don't hit 2 great skill checks guaranteed, because you might just not even get them, then you don't get the full 2 heals, you only get 1 heal and like 90% or whatever it is. Just as well as you can see, you increase the speed that you heal others by 35%, increase that by another 5%, so you get 40% with the add-ons, and of course this just becomes higher on with like the best medkit in the game being purple. But even with a purple medkit, if you had the same add-ons, it's the exact same. It's same charges, 24 charges, and it decreases the speed and efficiency when healing yourself by 33%. So even if I had the best medkit in the game, it wouldn't matter. I still need to hit 2 great skill checks, or else I get one heal out of all these add-ons and the best medkit in the game. The only thing it does is it just allows me to heal someone else faster. And I don't get the decreasing the 33% speed and efficiency. The problem is clearly quite big. It is so focused around healing other players that you really it's not worth it to heal yourself. But if you're playing as a solo, it's completely random if you are going to be healed by someone else, or if you're going to be the one healing someone else. Because, you could unhook someone and say, here, let me heal you, and they run off. You could be doing a gen, and, the last gen, someone's injured, and, you want to pop it first to see if they have adrenaline, and they don't, but you still pop it anyways, and you say, okay, let me heal you, and they run off. Or maybe they stop mid-heal to go save the person who just got hooked. Anything can happen, especially if you're a solo. So for especially solo survivors, medkits and healing item perks are not viable. Again, unless you're using maybe Resurgence, even Botany Knowledge, I guess, then you'll get those T heals. But with this best medkit in the game, some of these add-ons that just add charges or whatever. Also, I did test it with the ones with the gauze roll to add 2 more charges instead of just the basic 8. I still got just barely did not get enough to get the full 2 heals. I got no skill checks to hit, so I'm underneath the half. I just can't get another heal without getting some great skill checks. So even with this green and yellow add-on, if we don't add this one, the gel dressing, which would get you up there with one of these as well, with the 8 or the 10, you still only get 1 heal, unless you hit, I think it's 1 great skill check. Again, if you don't hit any skill checks or you just hit regular ones, then you only get the 1 heal. But if you hit 1 great skill check with these 2 add-ons, I believe then you get the second heal off with like 2% of your medkit left over. So that leads us to the problem. Again, you also built the last, you can just refill your charges, sure. But that leads you to the problem. It's all about healing each other. But if you're a solo, it's completely random if you're going to be healed or if you're going to heal others, because they may not let you because they want to do gens or totems or, you know. So that kind of leads you, so medkits for healing yourself are useless, perks for healing yourself are useless. Again, the only solo healing ones that are kind of good are inner healing, but again, totems are numbered. You can't just, get all 6 totems. I mean, you can. You really have to rely your build around them unless you know the places where they spawn. Adrenaline, which is a one-off if you're, once all the gens get popped. Blood Rush, which is again a one-off once you've been hooked 2 times, and even then, you're only going to use it in chase, so you have to survive chase as well for like 28 seconds, I believe, at purple. So, I mean, healing perks genuinely are not good unless you're using them to heal others, like Boon Circle of Healing. And the only ones that are good to heal yourself are things like Botany Knowledge, which on its own, genuinely no one really runs because it's not very that good. It's not really good to be running for. You could be running Dead Hard instead, or another exhaustion perk. Resurgence, which actually is pretty good. I mean, you just get yourself that 50% speed there after you're unhooked. Again, or you just build something that, you get all your charges back for your medkit. You can also run Pharmacy, which is a Quinton perk. Pharmaceutical, something, Pharmacy, yeah, where you unlock chests faster, and you can just you're guaranteed a medkit. So, I mean, it's not too bad, I guess. But again, healing yourself is not worth it anymore. It's all about healing others. Little side note I thought of while, re-editing and whatever this video. I also noticed you might not even just run medkit at all. You still could have maps and keys, which are pretty useless, but toolboxes and flashlights to run. Flashlights to save, toolboxes to do gens. Maybe a teammate might run leader, which will boost your healing efficiency. But I mean, if you're using a medkit, it's not worth it to heal yourself. It's only really worth it to heal others, and people have to get used to that. And you might just run a different item in general, which can also hurt. So what I'm going to show you is a couple clips now here from being a killer, but from also being a survivor on how it looks from either side. Because, I'll point out how slow they're healing as a killer, which makes it super easy to catch them off guard. Or me playing as a survivor and just looking around, seeing how long it takes for my survivor teammates to heal themselves, because people are still not used to this new meta, the new healing each other meta. They're still trying to heal themselves, which just takes way too long. So let's get into this.
No way that guy's still standing up. Dude. There we go.
Now, you'll notice right there, I wanted to heal first because I have the Dying Light bonus. I mean, you'd think people who are playing this game who have unique skins like the Claire would understand what Dying Light does. I mean, I know people didn't usually run it before, but this killer is running it because of how good it really is. So the Obsession, if you don't know, gets a bonus. I think it's 50%. It's either 33 or 50% bonus to unhooking and healing others, which is why I wanted to heal the Claire first, because it would have just made sense. I could heal her quicker. And everybody else per stack of a token, which pretty much the way the killer gets a token, is if the killer hooks a survivor that isn't me, not the obsession, they get a token, and every other survivor that isn't the obsession, so not me, gets a regress, I think, of 3% from doing gens, healing, all that. So they're all nerfed for healing as well. It just makes it even worse. So again, it's why I wanted to heal the other person. But you see, the solo survivor experience, they wanted to heal me first, which just didn't make sense. It would have made sense for me to get them healed faster, because what if the killer did come? Then they could take a hit. But then if they were instead healing me first, it just would have taken longer, and we both would have gone down because we both would have been injured. So as you saw, our gen just got popped because of eruption. If we were a little bit faster, then maybe if she did have adrenaline, I don't remember if she did or not, but if she did have adrenaline, it would have gotten off and she would have gotten healed. Problem is, Dying Light doesn't affect me at all, but it affects the Ada and makes her so much slower that drags the whole gen down that we couldn't get that gen done. So even though Dying Light also affects the healing, it affects the gen progress, and it allowed for the Kate, for again, who might have had adrenaline, to be saved, but she wasn't.
Oh shit, that's the Spetsnaz squad. Oh fuck, I gotta kill all these guys? Dude, they're all juggernauts. Oh my god.
So even with one stack of Thanatophobia and Sloppy Butcher on me, so it takes longer to heal me, he still couldn't get the heal off. It took him over 20 seconds, I think it was. So even if the meta is to heal other survivors, there's still a massive problem there. Now this short clip is from the depth challenge, as you can see, but I want to point out really quick, from the time the Michaela got unhooked right here in the scenario as you saw on the left hand side there, to when she got fully healed, it took a minute and what was it, 31 seconds, a minute and a couple 10 seconds or so. Usually, again, she's completely safe from whoever unhooked her. She could have been healed right there, but they decided to move because again, maybe they were solo survivors, so they decided to mess around a little bit. But again, from the time I had gotten her, not I had gotten her, but she had unhooked, to the time that she fully healed, it took a minute and a couple tens of seconds. I think it was like a minute and 31 seconds or whatever. That's way too long for survivors to be healed. Like, she would have been healed if she had her own medkit in like 10, 20 seconds. If there was like her teammate, the buddy there who had a medkit and actually used it maybe to help her, it would have been again 10, 20 seconds, whatever. But no, it just took that long before she could actually be fully healed again. Now, here we are on the other side of things with the killers. So we're going to look at some perks, and then we're going to look at some killers. Obviously, there's a ton of add-ons that can inflict mangled and whatnot through all the killers. We're not going to go through that. Just some of the perks, and then certain killers for their powers. So some of the perks, right off the bat, as you saw in my nurse game, Sloppy Butcher. You get the hemorrhage and mangled status effect. Yeah, so that's kind of what it does. Good thing, hemorrhage, all it does is it regresses your healing progress if you're not healing, more time to heal. So you're already a slow heal if you're a solo heal anyways, and even in some cases the multiple player heal is even slower. Okay, Hex Pentimento. Now, because people won't be using boons as much anymore, you won't be able to use the Shattered. The one perk where you can break boon totems and it breaks, yeah, this one, Shattered Hope. You won't be able to use this one as much, I feel like. But, if you have a whole Hex build, then you can run this. If you get 2 Hex totems up, it decreases the survivor's healing speed by 30%. That's crazy. Of course, there is Dying Light, as I mentioned. Now, the Obsession does get a bonus. Okay, by unhooking and healing. But everybody else, per token, if you hook someone who isn't the Obsession, again, gets a 3% penalty to repair, healing, etc. per token. So that can go up if you get them all on like last hook stage, so that's 6 hooks, calorophobia. You can put on distressing to make his terror radius even bigger. And there you go. Within your terror radius, they have a 50% penalty to the healing progression speed. Or what about Scorch Hook Gift of Pain? After you're hooked for the first time, they suffer from hemorrhage and mangled until fully healed. And the first time you're healed, you suffer again from 16% speed penalty and healing, or 16% speed penalty to healing, and repairing. But healing to other players, so it just makes healing worse. Then you get blindness and exhaustion, and it stays for 10 seconds afterwards, so that stops you from them healing their teammates as good. Blood Echo, when you hook a survivor, all other injured survivors get the hemorrhage effect, which again makes it that if you stop healing for any time during a potential area, then their healing bar goes all the way to the bottom. Blood Echo isn't really a good perk, but this does boost it up a little bit. And then I forgot to mention as well, there is of course Franklin's Demise, so if you get hit and you have a medkit, then you lose and drop that medkit, which it just eats away at your charges super fast. So maybe you lose that half a healer. Heck, if it's on the ground for too long, you lose the ability to get an entire full heal, which makes it even worse. Anyways, the point stands. There are so many killers that can injure you very easily, or just one-shot you, i.e. Shape, Hillbilly, whatever. They can make you Deep Wound, i.e. Deathslayer, Legion. And then there are tons of perks that can help them out. This decision genuinely was a bad decision by the developers, just because, once again, add-ons, perks that make healing worse for the survivors, the killer's power, depending on the killer, makes it worse if they do get one-shot or Deep Wound or whatever. The nerfed all the perks into the ground and all the medkits into the ground, and it's really only viable if you heal each other. And even then, there are perks to stop that on the killer side, and then on the survivor side, if you're a solo survivor, it's just hard to heal each other if you can't communicate. But that was the healing update. I really think they'll probably turn it back, or at least buff some of the perks or something. They'll do something to fix it. Anyways, if you guys enjoy nonetheless, maybe leave a like, maybe leave a nice comment down below, maybe hit that subscribe button. Saying that little bell. See you guys next time for some more Dead by Daylight. Bye, guys.